Hi people, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about the style of world building I intend on doing with my comic series. Let's start at the beginning. A few years back I decided to start drawing a comic. Just for fun. I would only draw the type of stuff in the comic that would be fun for me to draw. Stuff such as cool, colorful characters fighting, or fantastical places for those characters to explore. This is how I came up with the base concept for the Nos story. One guy getting hunted by everyone, so he has to fight them all and travel to lots of different places. This style of world building would also come in handy in a sense that I could just use this world to plop other characters into. Characters that I just drew for fun one day would be part of a story here. No big elaborate backstory. To explain this world better, I would like to tell you some of my inspirations. First, there are some post-apocalyptic settings. Two that inspired me are the world of the Division 1 and 2, and the world of the Fallout games. First thing I find interesting in the post-apocalypse are the layers that are always part of the setting. The world before the apocalypse is still visible everywhere, and layered on top of that of how peoples live in this world now, and how these people use parts of the old world. These layers not only allow for more diverse character designs, but also for different kind of stories to be told. In a post-apocalyptic setting, it is nothing out of the usual to see people walking around with guns, makeshift firearms and melee weapons alike. Everyone can suit themselves with part of the past, the present and sometime also with futuristic equipment. The same can be used in the storytelling. Stories can take place in parts of the old world like nothing ever happened, or they already moved on dealing with problems, which only came up recently after the apocalypse. So for me the post-apocalypse is the ultimate playground for diverse world building. Other inspirations for this world are Fortnite, the world of Hunter x Hunter, and Dorohedoro. These worlds are just built around the concept to have fun in them. Nothing really has to make sense. That is also something that I wanted to include in this project. I wanted everything to potentially be part of it. It should feel like nothing is impossible, and that there is always space to include more ideas and new concepts. This world would not need to be realistic, it would just need to give space for all kinds of different stories and interesting visuals. Like the drawing in the background. Here Nos is wandering through an overgrown city with all the lights and billboards still turned on. This isn't realistic at all, but it looks super cool. Hopefully this lack of realism doesn't take the reader out of this story. I just hope the reader thinks of it like I do, that there surely is an explanation for everything. For example, in this scene, the explanation lies in the crashed plane that lies among the skyscrapers. I thought, not so long ago some extremist climate activists dropped seed bombs on this city from planes. Huge loads of fertilizer and saplings in an attempt to turn back the city to a natural habitat. This is why this abandoned city still has all the lights turned on, but already trees growing there. I hope I can create a world where it's believable, that every inch is covered with stories such like that. All these points create a world that I would describe as some kind of theme park style playground. Like these illustrated maps for theme parks where there are points of interest scattered all over it, with some connected via theme. With a space section over here and a safari section over there. My world would also be like that, with the underlying theme not being a fun fair, but a post-apocalypse. And my points of interest would not be roller coasters, but an overgrown city here, some ancient ruins over there. I also noticed that I have a few tendencies in terms of storytelling and character design, which I always come back to. So I would also like to build these into the world. For one, I really like these typical fantasy or D&D style character archetypes. So I believe oftentimes things will seem like they would better fit in a fantasy than in a post-apocalyptic setting. Like the Brotherhood of Steel in the Fallout games, which is just a knightly order, but set dressed to fit in a more futuristic setting. In a kind of similar way, I would like to have characters in my world. Like a necromancer, who doesn't control the bodies of the dead but reactivates old robots. Or a group of adventurers going on the hunt for a dragon. Another thing I would like to include is some type of interdimensional travel. This might be the most typical element you would find in a world-building project. The idea for that is that many creatures came from another dimension with different laws of nature. This is how magical elements in this world are explained. It's just a natural law of another dimension. For example, there is a dimension filled with fire, which is in a weird, metaphysical way quite close to our dimension. This dimension dealt as the inspiration for hell for a long time. But recently, since humanity discovered how to breach interdimensional walls, creatures from that fire dimension came to our world. Instead of breathing air, they breathe fire and can also use fire like a pyromancer. For them it's normal, but in our world it looks like magic. There are lots of different dimensions with different kind of magic in them. Some further from ours with super weird kind of magic, and some closer, with magic that might appear more plausible. In the same way, I thought our human world also needs a magic that is exclusive to our world. I thought maybe radiation could be such thing that only exists in this dimension. But I'm not sure about that yet. To wrap things up, hopefully I could explain a little how I'm planning to tackle this world building project. I'm super excited to show you more of my ideas, which I plan to put into this world. So I hope you found something interesting in this, and you stick around for more videos in the future. Until then, I wish you all the best, and take care.